Going to open up the Northwood, New Hampshire Board of Selectmen meeting June 19th of 2018, seeing at 6 p.m. First thing I'm going to do is call to order. Scott Breyer. I'm going to run the meeting tonight acting as vice chair. Donald Hodgson informed me that he had a family emergency and would not be able to attend tonight.
Everything's okay.
Let's start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's see these little public hearings tonight. So I'm going to go to item number 3, Citizens Forum. Does anybody would like present something in Citizens Forum? Seeing none?
I was just saying, so I just wanted to come and introduce myself. Oh, yeah. There. I just wanted to get up and introduce myself. My name is Ryan Hanovan. I am the new league coordinator with Northwood Rec. I accepted that position a couple weeks ago, and I haven't had a chance to come to a meeting yet.
Okay.
So I just wanted to come over and say hello.
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name's Scott.
Nice to meet you. And Beth.
I know you're right. I'm glad you got the job.
So I just the last thing that I wanted to say too. I've been running. I was the varsity lacrosse coach at Co-Brown since it started. I stepped down this year to put more emphasis on youth sports and building our youth lacrosse program. We had over 150 kids in our spring program, and then I've been running a Northwood Rec lacrosse program in the summertime. I have over 140 kids sign up for that right now, and I have a bunch of other kids that are asking if they, or their parents are asking if they can still register. So I'm excited about all the things that we can do in the town. So I just wanted to come and say hello, and hopefully we can talk more in the past. Yeah.
Yes, thank
Pleasure
you.
to meet you.
You have half of the student population, I think.
I guess we have an appointment, Russ, the Cottrell?
Yeah, Cordo.
Cordo, sorry.
Hi, thank you for giving me this appointment.
You can come right up to the table,
yeah.
sir, if you'd like.
Thank you for giving me this appointment. I appreciate that. Hopefully I'll be quick. I am a volunteer for the Northwood Lake Watershed Association and New Hampshire Lakes. And what I do is manage the boat ramp program, where we, and I'm sure you're all familiar with it, right? We
Like the host program?
yes, check the boats for milfoil. We do some education and hopefully provide a a smiling face to people as they're starting their day in the lake or ending their day in the lake. One of the things that I've noticed in the past couple of years is an increased amount of people that are parking alongside the boat ramp, not on the road, but on the boat ramp after you make the turn and you're coming back out. Mm-hmm. And then the day I emailed Kate, there were there were 3 of them there.
This is the porta potty, the trucks, and the boat ramp is like right in front of that truck, I assume.
It's more, I think, by this one. It's like right
behind
here.
the last one.
Okay. And this is Northwood Lake.
Yes. Yep. And what's happening is, in this particular case, this case was an anomaly. I've never seen 3 cars parked there. Mm-hmm. What's happening is boats are trying to come out of the lake and maneuver to that side where they normally stop and pack up all their belongings. They take their, they let the water out. They drain their live wells and things like that. Meanwhile, there's other people coming down trying to get into the lake. And generally, what I noticed that Sunday is there's also kids and dogs running around.
Yeah.
I talked to these people, and they simply said, "Oh, we didn't know we couldn't park here." And I said, so I showed them, and while they were there, it was great because a guy came down with a huge pontoon boat, and another guy was trying to get out, and they said, "Oh yeah, we see what you mean." So this is, I don't know how you'd classify this. I don't think it's safety. I think it's more of a nuisance factor type thing. But a couple of people said,
well, you can make a safety argument because if you've got, not necessarily safety, but I'd say like accident prevention.
That's what I'm thinking. When you're backing
necessarily,
up,
but
and
I could see somebody backing into one of these cars.
I can too, and then it becomes
But even safety, if the fire department had to get the boat down there to do a water rescue, it might be difficult as well.
right.
So I don't think that's a very. I don't know if we want to get a little more feedback on it, but
It is very narrow.
yeah, I don't.
I
don't. Could you? I guess I'll put it to this way. I'm right now supportive of this idea, but I'd like to get a little history, and I should know this because I've been here like for a while. But was there ever no parking down there? I think I thought we did at one time or another have no parking signs down there.
I only remember the last 4 years, and there was never no
And then
parking
how
sign in those 4
far?
years.
This is within walking distance of the parking lot at the beach, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well,
It's a little bit of a walk, but
the
it's
boat
not-
is all parked along Lakeshore Drive anyway. And
Yeah.
they park from the beginning of Lakeshore all the way down to the Luna States, and you could probably put 30 boats there. These guys were kayakers, and they just stopped. They let their kayaks off and parked, and they nice guys. They said, "Oh, geez, I never even realized what we were doing," and it's always the first guy, there's plenty of room.
Right. Then,
Second guy, there's room. The third guy now, it's
And he says, "Oh, these guys are parked here."
Right.
And I'd be even open to if you put something like no parking on weekends or
or if we're going to go with the safety issue, probably should make it be the
just
same.
no parking.
No parking.
Right. There was a car there tonight. I stopped by. We had some other unfortunate business to look at, and I stopped by, and there was a car there tonight.
Is there a way? Could you?
I've gone down there. I
Have you
spoke
looked
with,
at it?
Yeah, I mean it is very narrow. I know even me going down there without any vehicles there in the evening, it's real wet off to the other side of where those cars are parking right now. So I can see where vehicles have kind of torn up the dirt area also, kind of if they park too into the wetness. I did speak with the road agent also, and he indicated that if the selectmen would like him to put signs up, he has no opposition and can facilitate getting the signs up in that area.
Have you gotten any feedback from anybody other than not discounting it? Have you gotten any feedback about them?
No, I haven't brought it forward to anybody else first. I figured I'd bring
I
it to
have
you.
seen cars like that. It's very. We bring our boat there quite often, and it is a nightmare.
So I'm not opposed to putting something down there if there's no opposition to it right now. I mean, it kind of makes sense because you can't, if those cars are there, you can't get back the boat in there, get the
Right.
boats in and out, and that's really what the thing's meant for, not the park. So
Right, and then the other thing that happened is when we're there, when we're doing the boat inspections, we become, the authority.
Right.
And we're not enforcement people.
Right,
And, and that's fine for me, but I have a 17-year-old, 4-foot high girl there on Saturdays and an 18-year-old college kid there on Sundays. So they shouldn't be the one to say, why is that guy, parked there
If
like
there's
that?
a sign there, it kind of makes it a little bit easier
Right,
for them.
and the Sunday that I talked to or emailed Kate, they were already there.
You want
But if they
to
came
this back?
in-
You want us to keep it? For
No, you
record?
can keep it. You can keep it. I think you all have
Yep.
copies of it.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, I just also don't, like I said, want to put Lake Coast in a position where if a guy pulls in and parks there with no sign and no authority, all we can say is, have a nice day.
Right. Yeah. You can't say, it would be nice.
Well, I do. I try to tell them, hey, if you park there, boats pulling in and out are going to have trouble. And then, the one guy I said that to, he said, oh, handicapped. And
Right.
it's like, right, that's me, right? It's my luck.
Yeah. No, I think putting signs up would just alleviate the issue, especially, summer is just starting, it's going to get busier and busier.
If you could take it under advisement, at least if you want Kate to do any additional, research.
I'm just saying, I do support this. Sometimes when we rush right into these things and throw a sign up tomorrow, all of a sudden I'll get calls.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
I just
agreed.
I'm not saying no, I'm saying very definitively it's going to put you yes. I just want to talk to some of the people around town. When I say around town, like the road agent, some people from conservation maybe, and just say, this is a boat ramp. Should we, you have an issue with us putting no parking signs here? And it is under the discretion of the selectmen.
Right.
So, I just, I don't know.
No, we all have to do
try to
due
work with
diligence, so I
everybody.
don't,
I can seek a little more feedback and input, and then bring it back before the Board of Selectmen at
I
their
don't
next
know if
meeting.
you got to bring it back.
No?
I mean,
Okay.
I think we agree with it.
I'm good with it
More
unless
insight.
there was something like totally, where I'm going at it is less a completely compelling reason, which I'm not seeing right now.
Okay.
But maybe there's something I don't know. I'm only hearing one part of the story tonight.
Sure.
And it sounds like a very reasonable,
Yeah.
suggestion. So I don't think you need to come back
So I
to
think
the board.
okay, unless,
Okay.
okay, great.
thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Have a
No,
great,
thank you.
have a great evening.
Thank you, too. Thank you for the time.
You're welcome.
Bull Lake Under Drain, the CMA quote, culvert ditch, did you get clarification on that?
Yes, they had,
Did somebody really miss the mark?
no, the under drain is potentially not working like it should, although when CMA had originally gone out there afterwards, it was not appearing.
I'm confused. I'm not confused. It just clicked with me. This is Bull Lake Road.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So over the winter, there still seemed to be an issue with the drainage even after the culvert. To date, since winter, we haven't had any issues.
In the winter, when it freezes,
Right.
you get a little ice build up on the road.
Right. So we had CMA take a look at it, and they had proposed some additional under drainage. That was back in April, running alongside the road. So we had, at that point, asked if they could design it. And they have submitted a proposal to design the plan and then an additional amount should we wish to, whomever we contract to do the work, have CMA do construction monitoring. So the total amount would be $5,000, $2,900 for the design, $2,100 for the construction monitoring.
Yeah, and then the construction company's gonna want 5 to 10 grand.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that.
I gotta.
So, it's, do you want to move forward? Do you want to hold on to this
I
and
gotta tell you, and
address
I
it?
know
next
I know
spring?
we're in public and this is all on tape, but I drive that road every day in the winter. Okay. Now I don't know. I gotta tell you, I don't, because once they put the salt and sand down, the ice. I've seen ice on there, but once it's been treated, Now, I don't know, is it an issue of ice, of something going into other people's yards, or, I don't know.
I haven't
Is
heard
it just
anything
like,
from other
oh, there's some
residents.
ice on the road, and I'm saying that's, but once the road's salted and sanded, I have never seen an issue, and I drive down that road every day.
Mhm.
So, I was fine, like, if we could do, and I don't know, I was looking at, we bought that equipment,
Mhm.
and, but I'm not prone to pay, well, just a little background, we went back and, unfortunately, won't rehash it, but basically, I think, the town with the design, the way the design and the bid went out, we didn't dot our i's and cross our t's.
Mhm.
So because our bid process would say, for the record, was a little subpar, I can't see spending another $10,000 or $15,000 on that road. I don't think it's a good use of the town's money. I don't think the road is that bad. Is it perfect? No. What, is it gonna wash out? Do we get a little ice on there and then we gotta treat it?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody goes down there right after a winter storm or something, it may be a little slippery, but once it's treated, it's fine.
Okay.
And I know I'm gonna get some backlash for this, I'm sure, but I just can't see, we got the road, I don't need to keep going.
But then knowing that it is a little slippery, maybe that road could be treated first as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I know that, yeah, I've been driving it all, I literally, that's the way I go to work. Oh no, that's the way I go to work if I don't stop at Dunkin' Donuts. So maybe I lied just a little bit. But I do stop at Dunkin' Donuts every morning.
Well,
Supporting local businesses.
we can hold on to
But I
their,
do drive up and on the way home.
we can hold on to their information
Okay, thank you.
and then, you know, see how this winter goes, and if there poses more problems over this coming winter, we could readdress it.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from June 5th, 2018.
I second that.
Do you have any amendments,
No.
suggested changes?
Was it okay with you?
Yeah, I was okay with it. Okay, seeing no discussion, all in favor of approving the minutes as written, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 2-0. Okay, any assessing forms tonight?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna make the motions because it's only two of us tonight, so
Sounds like a plan.
unless you want.
No, I'll
I
accept
won't take that privilege
Oh,
away
no,
from you.
no, please, no.
Okay, now I gotta break out the glasses because I got old people's eyes now. Okay, so I have some assessing items. So the tax collector's property tax supplemental warrant. Okay, so they're gonna supplement. Just a quick question, so we're issuing a supplemental warrant.
Right, for these
So
two
we're
properties.
actually issuing additional taxes.
Correct.
Okay. Just to clarify that. So, first one is 14 Gary Road, map 222, lot 33, sublot 18. We're assessing additional taxes in the amount of $601. And then we have property that's, it's not an address, but it's map 202, lot 1, Stratford Town Line. We're assessing a thing, 330, additional taxes of $339. So I'll do those first. So these are supplemental tax warrants. Do you have any questions? The backup's here if you want to look at it. Okay. So I'll make a motion to approve those two.
Second that?
Okay, any further discussion?
No.
Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. then we probably hold on to those two. I'll give you this because we can keep it all together.
Okay.
And then the next thing I have is a corrective administrative abatement. I'll bring this up for discussion, but the corrective abatement is in the amount of $2,558.83. I'll move this for discussion. Could you give me a little background on this?
The way it was presented to me was that the administrative abatement was previously approved by the Board of Selectmen. However, the amount was
You second.
calculated,
Second.
Second,
Okay.
sorry.
the amount that was abated, or the amount that was approved for abatement was incorrect. So the assessor, upon receiving it back, realized that the amount was incorrect.
So they charged them too much.
Yes.
So they're reducing the taxes. They're reducing the assessed, okay, the assessed value is $297. They're reducing it to $184, which resulted in an adjustment of $112 that's going to result in the B. So this was
Right.
based on evaluation by the assessor.
Yes.
So did this guy ask for the abatement, or was this just an error picked up?
I believe it was asked for.
It was asked for.
Yes.
Oh, okay, we already signed off on this.
Right. So the amount presented at that point was incorrect. And so the assessor, upon realizing that the amount was incorrect,
Oh,
putting
so
it back
he increased
forward.
it another, so, okay, just bear with me.
Yep.
So, when we signed this previously, so they haven't gotten abatement yet.
no, not yet.
So they're not getting another, my understanding is they're getting about approximately another $300,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so instead of getting a check of $2,558.63, we're giving them a check for $2,858.
Right.
So it was just a typographical
error,
error?
yes.
Okay, thanks, that clears it up. So I'll make a motion for approval now,
Yeah, second that.
okay? Is there any further discussion on this abatement? If you want to approve it, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Motion carries 2-0. There you go. All right, where are we at now? Could I get the manifest, please? Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve manifest P 2018 number 13 in the amount of $83,112.48 to pay at final payroll check register.
I second that.
Okay, any questions? Seeing no discussion, I'm going to close discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 2-0. All right. Any purchase orders?
Yes.
Just one?
No, but that's the first one.
Okay, so this is a purchase order to Stratford Regional Planning Commission. Planner contracted service, $10,000. I believe that's the amount in the budget, or is that
No.
half of it or whole? How
That is a portion.
how much of a portion?
In the budget, there's approximately 28,000.
Okay,
I believe it's 28,600. Linda has been putting monthly purchase orders in to the Board of Selectmen for signature.
yeah.
Sandy would prefer having a blanket one to draw down from. So they've picked the $10,000 amount. Another option would be to do the full amount, but she felt that doing it in increments
So,
was a little.
Can I ask a question?
Mhm.
Kind of a joke, because I know I can. So if Linda was providing her a monthly thing, and, so they were providing the services, and then she was putting the PO in after the
Right.
fact? Okay,
Right.
thanks. All right, do you have any questions?
No, I don't think
So, so I guess, so we'll motion to approve it. And, you want to second that?
I second. So how much is left after we spend this 10,000? Any idea?
Be 18,000, right? Oh, no. it'd be a little
No,
less.
we've spent, there's some supporting document attached to the back of the purchase order, which I believe Linda has highlighted how much. I believe
Year
it's
to
approximately-
date, year to date total for 10 months. Oh, okay, in 2017, we spent 31,200.
Right, and I believe,
Year to date total for 10 months was 16,180.
right, I guess there was not a planner for some time.
There wasn't, so we
last
got,
year.
so we got the purchase order here for 10,000, but it looks like 800, 1,400, 14, I'm rounded.
I think it's approximately $7,000 or $8,000
Well,
spent
it's-
this year.
Yeah, it's about 8,000 around that ballpark.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Any further discussion on this? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries, motion carries 2-0.
You had accepted the bid for the town
So
hall
we already
painting.
approved this, all the.
Right.
Okay. So we already approved this, so you just need the signatures, I think.
Correct.
Okay. There you go.
I have a couple that are from the recreation revolving, so there's no purchase order, but there is requests.
Did they already spend the money?
No.
Okay, I'm just asking. Okay. Okay, I'll make a motion. All right. Okay, I'll move the first one. I'll make a motion to approve $2,014.50 for the funds would be expended for reversible shirts and coaches' jackets for our summer lacrosse program.
Second that.
Okay, so to buy in seven short sleeve, 1/4 zips, 7 pairs of shorts, and then 1 pair of shorts. Okay. And an adult lacrosse reversible. 49 adult lacrosse reversibles and 74 youth lacrosse reversibles. I'm assuming that's the unit price, $13.50 each, right?
Yes, I believe that's correct.
It's 26, okay. Is the first one for the coaches?
That I'm not sure of.
So,
I was
wait,
informed
let
that
me
it
see if
was
there's
for
another.
the,
So anyways,
There's 49 adults, you said, and 74 youth?
I'm assuming that there's 7 coaches,
Oh.
and, because they got 49 lacrosse reversibles and then 74, adult lacrosse
Isn't that what you
reversibles.
said? Is that 49 adult? That's what I wrote.
Just because they're bigger kids?
I think so.
74
This-
youth, okay.
The way it was presented to me was that it was for the
Like junior high
youth.
might be like a, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, because he said he had 100 and something.
Yeah, Sharon indicated that she had 111.
So I'm just,
sign up.
I'm just, I'm not, I just have a question. So the request says coaches' jackets. There's no request here for jackets.
Okay. I thought she had all the support.
So my question is, I guess, I'm not gonna approve the jackets.
Okay.
Maybe we can do the shirts for so that the kids can have it for the
So
first
I'd like
game.
to, yeah, I'm fine with that,
Yeah.
but I don't, you sure there's not hey, take a look, maybe I'm
Yeah.
missing something.
Is this all she had?
That's all
she
it's,
presented to me.
Oh wait, what do we got here?
There was for goals, I believe.
Okay, that's for goals.
Yeah.
I do have another question. after
No,
we
nothing
finish.
about jackets.
So, I would like to amend my motion to approve the purchase of the, I'm assuming that these 7 other coaches stuff here, they're not jackets though. I'm making an assumption that I could be wrong. So,
Yeah, because jackets in the summertime doesn't really sound.
well, yeah, but they're saying, so 7 short sleeve quarter zips. So I'd like to make, I'm only gonna approve this. Actually, is it supposed to be coaches' shirts and not jackets?
She may have, if, she may have typed the request incorrectly.
Guess what, I'm editing it.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's short sleeve, quarter zips, and, so 1 pair of shorts, alright. And coaches, reversible, alright, whatever. Okay, any further discussion?
Are we going with just the shirts, or are we going with?
Well, there's no
backup
jackets in
for
here.
Jackets, so
So wait, if I add, well, this is interesting. What's 16, it's embarrassing, I'm counting. 16, oh, I got my calculator.
there you go.
Do I? I do it.
Your phone's right there. Your phone.
Oh, I'm blind. See, then you can't take
Even with the
them off
glasses, you
save.
can only see it close, not far away. Well, if you add the 74 and 49, it's 123. So you said 111 kids?
Yes, she
So the
indicated
extras must be
111.
adults, I would assume, right?
So anyways, the total on this only comes out to,
For the shirts?
yeah, okay, it matches. There's no jackets.
Okay.
I gotta assume there's no jackets. So, I'd like to just say that we're, based on this approval, we're not approving any jackets, but we're okay with the reversible shorts and I guess the coaches' shirts and shorts. So move that, second.
Second that.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 2-0.
Just put a little note on that. We were confused.
I'm gonna put a note, I don't see any invoice for jackets. No PO for jackets. Okay, and then this other one is $950 to expend 10 lacrosse goals for the summer lacrosse program. These goals will be purchased by Ryan Hamhan from the 3X Lacrosse.
How many polls was that? 9 polls?
10.
10 goals? Yeah.
All right, so. Oh, $150 for shipping. I think, how much are these goals a piece?
Does it not have a unit price?
Well,
I know that it's 800.
it says 10, it says 10 and it says 600. And then the I'm assuming that they must be like $100, I don't know. 95 bucks a, well, I mean with the shipping, 95 bucks a piece. All right, we'll only approve it for $950. Any further discussion?
No. I second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 2-0. Can I, I'm not gonna hold this up today for this, but, picky.
Okay.
In the future, could we have a little more explanation
Sure.
if they're going out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm not gonna hold up the program for less than $1,000.
They have 140 kids coming to camp in 2
But
weeks.
my point is I would like to see on these things at least two. I would like to know if there was any research done. I mean, if they find a vendor that they like, but I would like them to at least make the effort.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I can have them present it to you.
Thank you.
In perhaps a more organized packet.
Thank you.
Any other purchase orders?
No. However, Gary would like to purchase some supplies out of the Cable Expendable Trust Fund. He's presented you a packet right there in front of you that include some prices from B&H, Full Compass Systems, and
So you got Marketech and B&H and Full Compass.
correct.
Which one?
Can I come down and speak with you a little bit on it?
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess we're going with Marketech.
No,
Why not? It's the cheapest.
because remember the last time where they didn't have everything? So I've got to write 2 separate POs.
Okay, so what are we doing?
I just got the paperwork today for.
So you're buying some of the stuff from B&H, like
I want to buy everything from B&H only because they don't charge shipping. All these other places charge shipping.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't been able to get back to B&H.
but B&H wants $4,200, and this.
But it's different. There are things, remember,
Yeah,
like before.
I'm gonna explain something to you. You gotta learn this time. What you do is you get a list of prices. You get 3 different quotes.
Right.
Okay, and you pick the cheapest out of the 3. Not necessarily the cheapest, but if it's in the same quality.
Right.
So you can't say, for example, one of these items here. All right, go ahead, do your spill. I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead, let's hear your spill.
What I was going to do is call B&H back because they'll rebid on these to beat everybody else.
Okay.
They've done it every year that I've ordered something.
All right.
I get the other ones, and then.
So let me ask
Price
you.
match.
So you I'll approve this not to exceed $28.29.
Actually, that's what was the one right here. The first one I gave you guys last week was 37 with everything,
Which one's
including
that?
shipping. This is the one from that was put in your package last week or 2 weeks ago.
Okay, that's B&H.
Right here.
So I have it. I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
But here's my question.
Yeah.
This is where I get frustrated. You got this Marketech,
Right.
and it says $28.29.
Right, because that's not everything that's on the.
Okay,
my list.
so why didn't you get everything?
They don't have some of the stuff. They don't carry
So
it.
some things from this place, some things from this place.
That might be a little bit better, but you have to add on the shipping. 200 for one of them, 247 for the other one, and they didn't have everything.
You're not an accountant. You're not an accountant, so.
Oh no, I'm far from an accountant.
All right. When he does this, I hate to do this to you.
You can do whatever you need me to do.
Can we have a spreadsheet
Sure.
so that I actually know what the prices are per unit? So I know I'm getting the best deal?
Okay.
Does this have to be approved at this meeting?
I'm sorry.
Can you wait until next meeting?
Next meeting?
Oh,
So what I want to see columns, and I'll see B&H, this is their price, Marketech, this is their price.
for each and every item.
Yeah, because you pile a bunch of papers here, which I need to make decisions. course, this was probably in my packet, right? Was this in my packet?
No, it was just
All
given
right, so now I don't
tonight.
feel as bad.
That one should be in your packet.
Right, that was given
So
last
what
week.
I'm saying
But again,
is
it wasn't in your packet.
I'm fine with going
Given
with the
last
company
meeting.
wants to go. I just need to have proper justification. And proper justification to me is saying, Scott, here are the 3 companies. These are the prices. Because like when I look at this tonight, right? And I'm not saying this is the answer. Well, I'm making the assumption. Okay, we got B&H, who has a list of these items.
Right.
And then I got Marketech that have a list, a similar size list, if you look real quick,
Yeah.
okay? And then I got Full Compass that has a similar size
Right.
list, okay?
Actually, the B&H is 2 pages.
Okay, well, this is my point though.
When you're
So
looking,
when
you're looking at it.
you're making executive decisions on the board, and you don't have, you get this, for me to make my decision easier, it's nice if the data's all lined up so I can quickly go, okay, that makes sense. But when I get this tonight and say, I want to move forward with this, I go, well, this looks like the cheapest.
Right.
Even though it doesn't have everything.
The
But you
28 one.
so it's all about presentation, Gary.
You can ask her if I haven't been trying.
I'm not saying you're trying. I'm just saying the reason that you have to come back is because it's better. You got a little bit more to go. How's that?
Yeah.
So if you guys could do that, I'm sure. I'm going to approve. I mean, I support buying the stuff. I just want to make sure we're getting best value for
Yeah.
the dollar.
Right.
Okay. So I'll tweak it.
Really not trying to be difficult.
And maybe you could see if they will put the prices that they can match.
I'm sorry?
Put the prices that they will match. You said the B&H.
They'll
matches
actually beat, we're
Okay.
talking, you know,
Right.
in most cases.
Okay.
Matter of
Then
fact,
but then I can make a motion, say this is exactly what I need to make the motion for.
Right.
well, I'm gonna call it back anyway.
For example, if I was to approve this tonight, what am I approving?
The 28,
Which amount?
29.
But he says not everything's on there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
If you
Again,
approved
that's
it, you'd be approving the B&H group.
If you
But
want,
the
if you want one
B&H, but
approved,
the
you would do
B&H
that.
group
But last
is
time.
quoting me 40, like almost 2,000.
Right.
Oh, not, oh, yeah,
Last
about
time,
2,000.
last time when this happened, you said to make 2 POs, the ones that.
No, I said get.
Other companies
I
don't
said get
have.
multiple quotes.
Oh, no, the last time you said when this comes up where you can't find, where the 2 of them don't have some of the stuff, some of the products, you said write 2 POs and just put it right on the second PO. These
I
products.
can't get this here, but it's cheaper if I buy it here.
You can't get them from these 2 companies. They don't carry them.
That's
But you're
called,
not
but
saying-
that's called
you can still
sole.
do 2 POs,
That's
but you
called
do
sole source.
Oh, what?
Whatever
You
you
just
want.
want the bargain price.
Yeah, we just want to know what's the best price.
Right. Oh, believe me, I try to get the best price. Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
I just got to make it more clear.
Thank you, Gary.
All right.
Thank you. Here you go.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think this one on top of the assessing items. All right. All right. Got any more signature things?
We do have more signature things, no more POs. Do you want to address the bids for the culverts and ditching?
Yes.
Okay. So I did speak to
Both
both
vendors?
companies. I did speak with Steve Bailey.
Did somebody miss the mark?
No, they're just providing their own views of the work that needs to be done. The more expensive company does really good work. I called some references.
What are they doing different than the other company?
They're proposing more time. They're proposing about 5 weeks on Genis Pond Road and 2 to 3 weeks on Sherburne Hill Road to do the ditch work and the culverts. Hall's Excavation feels that they can do it in a shorter amount of time. And they're proposing, good quality work.
What's Charlie, what's Charlie's opinion?
Charlie, you know, would want to go with the cheapest
And what was
to save money.
Mr. Bailey's opinion?
He felt the same thing. As long as the references were good, they were comfortable with that.
Were the references good on?
Yep, the references were good on
Give me
both.
the cheaper one.
Yep. This one does include driveway culverts. You can, if you don't want to do driveway culverts,
All
you
right.
can deduct
Again-
$4,000.
Again, I gotta ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
And I should know this, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding is, so talk me through this a little bit, and I don't know if you know, you might, sorry if I gotta send you back. I had a former selectman and a member of public state, we never replaced culverts, but over my years as a selectman,
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that there were occasions when we had replaced, in my 18 years or so,
Right.
that we have replaced some culverts, but I don't think it's every time.
Right.
So my question
This
is,
company is proposing 4 driveway culverts. Charlie had met with this other company, and they had talked about maybe 1 driveway culvert.
this company.
This company.
So my point is it's all well and good. If you don't, you cannot replace any culverts.
Right.
But if you don't replace the culverts, is the road that we were building going to be damaged because of the?
Did speak with Charlie, and he felt this one driveway culvert that he had proposed replacing or installing, not replacing because there's nothing there right now. It would ensure proper drainage along the ditches. However, if the select board did not want to do it, he didn't feel that it would truly damage the road. I mean, over
I don't
time.
want to do another whole Bull Lake Road though, then we still have a problem.
Right.
Yeah, because here's the thing. If you put 4 in, people are going to say, "Why didn't you do mine?"
Right. Right. Charlie felt
I guess
one was
here's
a
the
little
other
more
thing.
severe.
Can we make, I don't, just discussion purposes, but my understanding is if somebody's supposed to have a culvert, aren't we supposed to make sure that culvert got put in when we gave them the driveway permit?
Right. I mean, I don't know when the driveway was
So they
put
put
in.
a driveway, I'm just
Could have been
talking.
20 years
So they
ago.
put the driveway in, obviously they gave them a driveway permit, so the road agent at that time didn't think they needed a culvert.
Right. Right. Or maybe it wasn't required. I mean, I don't know when
think
the
we
driveway
should pay
was.
for culverts.
And that's entirely, you know, at your
I
discretion.
mean, if there were streams and stuff where we had to, but I don't think we're in the business of
Right.
doing people's driveway culverts.
And I only added it into the bid document so that there was the option there for the Board of Selectmen to choose to do so or not.
So where's the,
The one that Charlie thought we probably needed to have, if we don't do it, we're gonna have the same problem.
He didn't feel like, you know, as soon as the road's done, you're gonna, you know, still have an issue.
Right, but in 2
Over
years, it'll
time,
probably-
over time, you know, there could present an issue.
So would we
The possibility is
so
there.
would we reduce this bid by construct culvert head walls and end walls?
No, that still needs to be done because there are
So
culverts in the
So we're gonna
road.
reduce the, install driveway culverts is $4,000.
Right. Right,
The 4,000 is for 4 culverts.
right.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion to award the bid to Hall's Excavation. But as part of my motion, I am going to remove the installation of the driveway culverts in the amount of $4,000. So the total project cost, if you remove the driveway culverts, is gonna be $54,500. And I will make a motion to approve Hall's Excavation for the amount of $54,500, not to exceed.
Okay.
Second.
Any further discussion?
If Charlie thinks we should at least have one, I don't know.
Well, he
I don't,
said,
Yeah, I mean, he was comfortable if the board decided not to move forward with the driveway culvert. He thought that maybe, you know, it should be something that's considered in the road projects moving forward, as some of the older roads have driveways.
I mean, if it's one,
Without
it's
it.
only $1,000. I just don't, the Bow Lake cost how much extra? And now you're talking another 5,000 to have someone look at, and if we did another 10,000 for that. So is it better off to spend $1,000 for that
The
one
thing
driveway?
is that,
I mean, the other option too would be that Charlie could speak with that homeowner, and if they would be willing to purchase the culvert on their own while they're there doing the work.
I just don't want.
I gotta tell you the truth, if I was a
Because it
home-
benefits
if I was
the
a
homeowner.
if I was a homeowner and the town came into me and says, we're redoing the road, you have to replace your culvert, it's gonna cost you this much, I'm like, show me the law that says I gotta replace my culvert, you
I mean, we
approved my
wouldn't
driveway.
force them to, we would offer it to them, you know. The town could do the work, you know, have the work when they're in there doing the work.
I mean, I'm not opposed to spending an extra $1,000, but
I know, I just.
what's gonna happen is, well, I want a culvert too.
It is a fine line. Where this one, Charlie doesn't foresee it being a huge problem to the drainage, you may want to just let it go.
How many, so he thinks there's only 4 that needs to be replaced?
No, this company
What the other
had
company
suggested 4. The other company had actually met Charlie out there and only quoted for the 1.
Was it the same one that Charlie thought?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You wanna make an amendment to the motion?
I mean, what do you think? Is it this $1,000 spent now better than digging it
If
all up?
they're
and
telling
doing
us
it
we
again?
should probably replace 1 culvert, I understand what you're saying, I agree with it. So let's, all right, I didn't actually make the we didn't make it yet.
Okay.
All right, so did you second it? Why don't you remove your
I'll take
second?
back my second.
All right, I will approve it for $55,500, agreeing to replace the 1 culvert that was recommended for replacement to ensure that the road would be better for the road in the long run.
Mhm.
How's that?
That sounds good. I second that.
Just the 1
It's
culvert.
a little insurance, just in case, you know.
All right, any further discussion?
No.
Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 2-0.
If you want to sign the contract tonight, you can. I don't have the expense account, so I'm going to hold off on the purchase order until next.
I
You
can't,
sign it, because the dollar figure will be different now.
yeah,
We're
Okay.
subtracting.
yeah, you need
Right, I can do that.
Okay.
here's my question though,
Sure.
is it a place to sign for all the selectmen or just
Yeah.
the chair?
No, that one should have all,
Okay,
right.
why don't you fix the price and then
Sure.
we'll sign it?
Okay,
Okay.
I can present it next week with the purchase order then too.
Okay. Thank you.
Or, yeah, next meeting.
Next.
Anything else?
Yes. The former town administrator, Joe Gunter, is looking to roll over his retirement. We completed some information with the amounts and just looking for a selectman's signature. Sandy completed that information directly from payroll.
How much we transfer, I mean, I know it's the whole amount, is it, it's not just 22,000, is it?
I believe that's the only retirement, that's the amount of the retirement contributions.
Really? You're only here for 18 months?
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. It would be the,
It's 7%.
right.
7% of, for example, if you make 100K,
That's $7,000.
$7,000, and then whatever the tax, so where he just gets to roll over what he got plus the interest.
Yeah, they're just looking for the retirement contributions amount.
Is it maybe it's his matched as well.
If his employment terms You're gonna hate me. I need more information.
Okay, that's fine.
Because it doesn't tell the amount, like, he's rolling it all right, this is allowing retirement system to roll it over.
Yes, yeah, we're not rolling anything over.
So none of this is our money.
No,
Okay, and I can't sign this because it's for the chair.
okay.
So you're gonna have to, I'll make a motion to allow Donald Hodgson to sign this on behalf of the board.
A second.
Could you just ask a couple questions like
Sure.
that?
Yeah,
So,
I can
so it's
verify
just
the
the
standing.
money that's sitting in the retirement that they already got.
Yeah,
They wanna roll it over to the Vermont one.
right.
Okay. Okay, any further discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So you have,
I can
Do you want
enter
to check
both
here
of
on the
them.
pot for the other
Well,
stuff and
she-
sign
Yes,
as
that'd be
well?
fine.
of course, I have a couple questions for you. Any other ones?
Sandy had presented 2 junk dealer licenses.
They already Hardings and, you recommending both of these?
She is.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve license number HM 2018 to Harding Metal. And license number NAS 2018 for Scott Sneakerden in Northwood Auto Salvage, which is Division of Lambert's Auto and Truck Recyclers. So I'll move to issue them their junkyard license. Junk dealer's license.
Is that the technical term?
Well, no, I don't want to say junkyard. It's probably politically incorrect.
Yeah. I second that.
Okay.
Automotive recycling facility.
So, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 2-0. Anything else?
Yes. Right around the time that I first started, the town had entered into a purchase and sales for a land donation on Quimby Drive.
Yeah.
So I've
The
been
owner gave it to us basically
right.
because it would have been a lot easier than taking it through the tax deed.
Right. So I worked with the attorneys to get the warranty deed signed and recorded. Now that it has been recorded, we have updated the information in our assessing system, and now the town has to complete a PA 34 to be sent to the Department of Revenue, and also the Higgins, who donated the land, would like us to, for their own tax purposes, sign a letter acknowledging the land donation, and then complete or sign a donee acknowledgement on an IRS form. I have run this all by the attorney. They are comfortable with this. They're comfortable with the acknowledgement letter. So I have the information here.
Okay. It's only got one signature, right?
On the IRS form, correct?
All right, I'm gonna make a motion to allow the chairman to execute the IRS document.
I second that.
Okay. And then the other one's got a signature back. So I'll make a motion to approve this inventory, to sign the PA 34 and to sign all the necessary documents to execute this donation.
Right.
How's that?
I second that.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes. Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 2-0. Okay, I'll just start signing. Purchaser signature. Who didn't purchase it? Alright, so that's that's for DJ.
That should be it.
Oh, you guys, okay, you probably only need one here because there's 3 spots, but I saw the 3. Alright, here you go, Beth.
Thanks.
Anything else?
Joe Knox would like to be a ballot clerk.
Sure. I'll make a motion to, we haven't approved this yet, right?
No.
I'll make a motion for Joseph Knox to be a ballot clerk. Is there an expiration date for the office?
Yes, I believe I put it at 2019.
I second that.
2019?
Right.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve Joe Knox. Yep, okay, you second it. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No. No. Okay, motion passes 2-0.
In your packets, I had sent you a letter from Rockingham County Conservation District regarding free invasive plant management.
Free? Did you say free?
That's a nice word.
The town would need to submit a letter of interest. 2 to 3 communities would be eligible for the free invasive plant management. I do understand that there is some Japanese knotweed at the transfer station. If you'd like me to submit a letter of interest on behalf of the town.
I am, if it's free, I'm okay with that.
We like free.
Okay.
Thank
Well,
you.
I can do that. I can submit
There's
the
no
letter
strings
of interest.
attached.
None?
None.
No. If we don't get selected, then we deal with Japanese knotweed.
And we embrace it.
Also, some time ago, the New Hampshire DOT had asked towns if they were interested in issuing or having permitting software to issue permits for overweight vehicles. I've received no other information from the state regarding this. I'm not sure if it's of any interest to the town.
So, let me give you an example what I think that is. So, say we wanted to charge for traveling on our roads.
Right.
If we wanted to charge an overweight permit fee. Okay. If we wanted to do that, this would give us the software to do that.
Right. I'm not sure if the town's interested in charging overweight vehicles for using town roads.
The state does.
We
How
can.
would you do that? How would you manage it?
It's based on the size and dimension of the vehicle and how much it weighs and what they got. Again, this would be.
I'm not sure what the usage of oversized, overweight vehicles is on town roads.
Well, you got.
The town roads, or because Route 4 is on a town road?
No, Route
Right.
4 is a state road.
So it's a
and
new
you-
Would
local
only
road.
be
and
town
I can
road.
tell you right now, if they have an overdimensional, overweight vehicle, they're paying the state on that. So what this is because there's always this argument. I deal with this stuff. I actually up at the state a little bit.
Yep.
the argument is because those loads on a truck are heavier, there's more wear and tear on the road.
Right.
So they're paying an additional fee to drive on the road that goes into the highway fund for the said repair of said
Right.
roads.
This doesn't cost anything though?
Well, no, you gotta, we
We
would
have to keep track of it, right?
you have to have a system in place.
Right.
So we don't have a system?
Right.
Is this like a limited time offer?
No, it's not a limited time offer. I mean, they're
Could you
offering.
ask them, would it be similar to how the state does it? Like if the vehicle weighs this much, this is how much you would charge and stuff?
Sure, I could get some
Could we-
more information
I have
from
a
the
couple
state.
questions. Because if it's like the state, they have a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Would they, like, I guess my question is, would we use, would the schedule be similar to the one that the state uses? I mean, or how do we set the fees? Is there a standardized fee schedule? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or do we set the fees? I would assume that you just kind of follow a standardized fee schedule. But actually, that's not a bad idea if you got somebody having huge loads pounding over somebody's having a construction job. You got your logging trucks, you got people delivering a lot of heavy material for landscaping or something. I'm not saying we're going to do it, but just could you ask us a couple questions?
Yeah, I can get
Worth
the
looking
information into the fees and see if the amount of
I
money
know
that we
I know the
could
state
charge
has a
would.
formula. and
Right.
I mean, I don't think you could just like willy-nilly. You got to have
Right.
a structured formula. And
Certainly, we'd want to, recoup any administrative costs that the town would incur by having, obviously it would be additional work for staff.
you mean administrative cost?
Who's gonna keep track of it all?
There's going to be
Well,
some,
but if you charge an overweight permit for the town, you're gonna get all the money for the overweight permit.
you're going to get whatever the town's fee is.
Yeah. So what do
Right.
you mean by administrative fee?
Well,
I get what you mean. You want
Yeah.
so you say
there will be some additional work for someone here at the town hall.
Yeah,
So
but
there
like-
will be, there is a cost associated with people's time.
I know
You
that. I know that.
Right.
But if you charge them an overweight fee, the town gets all that money anyways. We're not charging any fee now.
Right.
If you you want to charge an administrative fee on top of that?
No,
She wants
I
the
wanted
fee to be able to cover the
outweigh-
administrative fee,
Yeah,
right.
to outweigh whatever additional
If we're only
costs.
getting $7 and it costs us
All right.
$10 to do it.
I
Right.
got you know. I'm sorry.
Yep, no,
How many are we going to issue?
I have no
I
idea.
get it now.
Right.
Right. We do,
So
To a year.
there's another question.
Right, yeah.
Can you give an example of towns that are using this software?
Yeah.
How's that? What town, ask me if I doubt there's any towns in this area using that.
Well, it's in the process of developing, so this is like new.
All right.
absolutely, I'll get more information.
Thank you.
I have no other items for approval.
Do you have a administrative report?
I do. The school board would like to meet with the selectmen on July 24th at the regularly scheduled meeting to discuss the potential student resource officer.
What they're gonna have what the cost is and what the town cost is and what the.
I did inform them that they should have some,
I need
some
no,
more
all I know
concrete
is if we're going
information.
there, I
and-
need numbers.
Is the chief
Right.
gonna come as well,
The
so we know
chief,
where the
yes.
money's coming from?
So I need
Yeah.
to know how much we need to put in the budget for that.
Right. Yeah, so I anticipate that that information will all be ready so we can have an informed discussion.
I was just asking that it be ready so that we go there and we're not like, well,
Right.
I need this.
And
Okay.
I know that the school board has had some conversations, and I know that Glenn has come in and spoke with Sandy regarding monetary issues, or not issues, but matters surrounding the
So we gotta go
position.
there?
Nope,
Oh,
it's
they're
gonna be
coming-
here at
they're
your
coming
meeting.
here?
Yep,
Nice.
Coming to us.
right.
All right.
Last week we had discussed the call seasonal labor position. Wanted to look into that $11,000 budgeted amount. That $11,000 does include a winter seasonal on-call plow individual.
That includes that one too.
So that
yeah, 'cause-
$11,000 includes both.
So, yeah, I'm thinking that one, the summer guy just made like a certain amount.
Right.
Probably made like a couple thousand, like $3,000 over
Right.
the summer.
And I mean, still to date, I have had no applicants for that position. So they may be on their own.
Are they still getting all the stuff done they need to get done?
Did you ask the insurance company about the kid, like if we did hire a 17-year-old?
Yeah, I mean, they said that you could hire a 17-year-old for certain
They
work.
can't do-
He can't do, he certainly, they would not recommend him using the chainsaw at all. But if one of the other laborers is using the chainsaw and, you know, the kid's doing the, picking up the branches and loading the truck and, if they're over 16, if they're 17, I know that there's an individual that's 17 that's interested in the
So
position.
they can still,
They can-
they can mow the grass.
They can drive the truck, they can weed whack, do any other, just about everything else on the
But
list
there's no
except
chainsaw.
use the chainsaw.
But then the full-time staff could still do that.
Right. So,
So we got no responses.
But there's one 17-year-old that's interested.
right.
Okay.
No, and they have, the individual hasn't applied.
Has it?
He has not applied because the listing said 18 years old. So if you'd like to consider a 17-year-old, I can have the individual apply and present it to you.
Well, then we need to actually put out to 17-year-olds, not just.
They can't.
Yeah, I can relist it. 17
I'm
and
not really keen on that. I mean,
entirely up to you guys.
But we have 16-year-olds being lifeguards. As long as they're not
That's-
doing anything.
that's different. This
But
is
they're just
different.
picking up sticks and weed whacking. They're still under supervision, right?
Yeah.
What about driving though?
17. Well, you'd have to have the license to drive. Well, it depends what vehicle you use it.
Yeah, I mean, certainly they would not be having him use the backhoe or anything like that. It would be the town truck though.
I'm not real.
The driving makes me uncomfortable. to
I'm
be
not
honest
real
with you.
crazy about hiring a 17-year-old for working.
Okay. And that's fine. I really just wanted to let you guys know the $11,000 was
For everything.
it was for everything, included the winter and the summer.
You don't got an older gentleman that might want to do it year round?
DJ had known an individual that was interested in doing year-round work, not so much plowing, but could do the winter shoveling.
What if we put it out that way, like part-time?
I mean, it could be year-round part-time rather than seasonal part-time.
Did he have a winter crew last year, part-time?
Um,
I'm trying to recall, because we I think it was just him and Pete, and then we contracted everything else
yeah,
out.
he contracted everything else out. I do
I know there was, didn't he have Stuart plowing for him?
that may have been
That's
on
right,
call.
yeah, on-call guy, and if you paid him on call and he used the town truck, you would have paid him out of that line, right?
Yeah, right. There was not, last year there was, I think, only about $4,000 of the budget line
Used,
expended.
Yeah.
Right. So,
so,
I mean, you could potentially,
I mean, do we have a need for someone to do a little bit of weed whacking and like a little bit of maintenance, like like a couple hours a week? Maybe you get someone retired to do it that way.
I mean, I certainly
don't
know
we have
that.
a lawn guy doing that now, though?
Right.
I said weed whacking. I didn't.
Yeah, we do. There's some odds and ends that
Handyman
are
kind of
not done. that do include some weed whacking. For example, the recreation department had a container that they have at the fields moved, and that area needed to be weed whacked, and that was not an area that is included in our lawn maintenance contract. There are, you know, certainly some other odds and ends at times that, you know, we need done, that if we had sort of somebody on call as a maybe sort of general maintenance person, general maintenance laborer.
That could do some plowing as well. Like a relief
Could
maybe.
certainly at least do, you know, some shoveling,
Shovel.
you know, shovel the
And maybe
walkways.
then you could
and-
get someone that was retired that's willing to do like, you know, 2 or 3 hours a week or whatever. I don't know.
So I could amend the job description.
I mean, do you think we
What we
need
have?
someone a couple hours a week? Would it be helpful?
I think it would.
There must be enough buildings around town that could use some.
Certainly, you know, I mean, we don't have a general maintenance person, so to change a light bulb, you know, we gotta facilitate it or have some, you know, another staff member do it. So, I mean, it's certainly something the selectmen may want to entertain. I can draft up or add to the current seasonal job description. Maybe set a number of hours a week, limit a number of hours a week. Something of that nature. I can work with it a little bit and maybe have
I
something
do
for
all,
you at the
it's
next
out of the
meeting.
highway department, right?
Right,
So that would be shoveling the walkways up here at town hall
yeah, I mean, it could.
and, I mean, because you budget that money in highway, it shouldn't be used for highway.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why it's separate right now and we don't have a general maintenance. Or we could just leave it as is and, you know, we don't get
Well, if you
general
don't get
labor.
anyone, then maybe next year when we're doing the budget, maybe we don't put it in that line, we put it as a general maintenance, not just highway. Maybe we don't get
And
people.
when you have these very, very abbreviated jobs, it's even harder to find people
Right.
to do it. So, but who knows? You never know. Next summer, they could put the position out as it is now, and you could have
Yeah, it's true.
many more applicants. So I can relist it or list it in other areas and see what we get. I followed up with the cemetery trustees regarding the cemetery over by Hannaford. They indicate that it is not a town cemetery and that it is part of the church's property. So,
It's not our responsibility to take care of it.
I don't know what the church's deed says. You had mentioned that the
Yeah, the
church.
planning board said that it did not belong to the church.
We can talk more with the planning board where they got that impression. I did not get a chance to speak with Linda about it, but I did follow
Except
up
there
with
was
the
someone who was
cemetery
taking care of that cemetery for the town, but they were like 70 years old. That's what the answer was.
You could have had one of the trustees willing to take care of it, and that can no longer do it.
Steve Bailey indicated that the men's club at the church always took care of it.
Well, if we had a meeting, I could have asked him.
So I can talk to Linda and see what information
Yeah,
she
just-
might have that spurred that conversation at the planning board. But from the cemetery trustee's perspective, it's
Oh, I'm sure, someone asked, so I
right.
wanted to
I
get the answer
contacted
from him.
another logger regarding the 170 Sherburne Hill Road, Leighton logging. I did not hear a response. I did
The
speak.
sign saying free logs.
Can I ask a question? So if our highway department put the logs there,
Mhm.
is that a correct statement? Or
I don't know how the logs
Can't
got
we just
there. I
scoop
don't
them
know.
up?
can't we scoop them up? Is there some place? I understand the dilemma because I would be, if my neighbor piled a bunch of bad looking stuff,
Yeah.
I
You
understand.
drive by
Absolutely.
every day.
Yeah.
Yep. I certainly understand.
We have-
It would be great. It would be great. Like in my neighborhood, we got lots of trees around everything. So if somebody was to do that, you can't even see it.
Right.
But that's in clear view, and I could see his distress.
Right.
If the guy, I have driven by the property, and the gentleman that complained does have a nice. His yard's well maintained.
Right.
So my question is one, is there somewhere that the town could put it in the truck and move it?
Well, I mean, they have the pit at the transfer station too.
You can't burn that though, they're too big. So
They
when-
are- I mean,
so if
they're-
you were to dump them, you would, my question is there a place in town that they could be moved to that would not be unsightly?
That I don't know.
Like, I'm kidding, I'll give you examples, like up at the ball fields,
Like
there's a big.
down the big, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not proposing that, but like, for example, is there a section of transfer station that we could throw them way out back? So that.
Seems
it's
that we
not-
made the mess, we should pick it
Well,
up.
I think we
you know,
made the
so-
mess and we need to clean it up.
Right, and we have equipment that can
Well,
scoop things, don't we?
I would imagine that they should, I mean, we bought that equipment, I could imagine that, I don't know how big some of this stuff is.
I mean, it's big.
If I got there, well, they dumped it probably with dump truck.
I'm not sure how it got there. I don't know.
I
don't
thi-
know how
I
it all
actually
occurred.
think that they told the tree company they could dump them there,
Right. In which case,
which
They have
we didn't put them
cranes
there.
But we still said
But
yes.
we said, when they said we said,
I
somebody
understand.
that works for us said.
That would be BK before Kate.
But it is ultimately our responsibility.
right.
And it's been months.
Right. The insurance company, they said having town workers cut it up, rent a chipper, chip it. I mean, then you still have a pile of wood chips.
But you can
Well,
put
you
wood
can-
chips into the dump truck and then use that like the
Right.
Ship
playground.
it into the dump truck and then dispose of the wood chips.
Right. So, I mean, that's certainly an option. I mean, I can't think of another area where we
Well,
could move them.
the department that's responsible for that stuff, do they have a suggestion?
No, they don't.
Well, are they able to use the wood chipper and do that?
They could, yeah, I mean,
You have to rent the wood chip.
right.
We're not getting to that $11,000. I don't know. It
So,
seems like it's been. I mean,
we can
this was like
certainly-
last winter. No, 2 winters ago, wasn't it?
I'm not sure how long they've been
All
there,
right.
to be quite honest. Also, there is an individual that's interested in purchasing the property. I think I've told you before. I am anticipating that by your first meeting in July, I'll have some information
I
regarding.
think there's somebody that's okay, and I can tell you right now, to clean that up, that's quite a task.
It is.
But I know there's somebody that's willing to, it's almost like bargaining. I'll clean it up if you, I'm not to that point, but that would be part of the bid process.
Right.
So, I'm hoping that by the first meeting in July, that July.
I was
10th
thinking,
meeting-
give us a bid to clean it up. And then,
Take it off that
then we
price.
could, so after you pay us, we can pay you back.
Wait till the check clears. Don't write that, huh?
No. What I'm saying is we say, how much does it cost to
Right,
clean
yeah,
up?
yeah.
And then, we don't have to take the bid. He could offer us some, say, yeah, it's not enough. But anyways, what else you got?
I've scheduled a joint workshop with all the town
Yeah, when
boards,
is that?
committees, and commissions. That's August 1st at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm getting a list of head count. I figure I can purchase some
What day is
refreshments.
that?
It is a Wednesday. And I'm going to be working with Primex to plan out the workshop and
If you need something,
type
let me
of-
know. I can help.
Okay. So I think there seems to be a lot of excitement from the various boards and committees to have this. Mr. Robert Sawyer has still not come in to pull a permit or do the electric at the swap shop. Does the board want to?
How much was the next bid?
$2,900 from Obi.
How much was his bid?
$1,600.
Because he said he would do it before Memorial Day.
Right. And that didn't happen, and I reached out to him again.
That, all the money's coming out of the trust fund, right?
Right.
I'm fine with hiring, well, I think we need to do a motion.
Who was the other one?
It was Obi's Electric. in
When
the
can they
amount.
do it?
Well,
Are we gonna run this, oh yeah, well, you can do it, well, oh, I can't get to it this, you know, you're like,
right,
You
If
can
I'm
do
gonna
it
pay-
in 10 days.
if I'm gonna pay, if we're gonna pay that much more,
right.
I would expect it to be done.
Yeah,
Very
he
quickly.
seems to think it can be done quickly. In talking to him and Superior Fence about the transfer station gate, that's looking to potentially be August. Obi believed he could do the swap shop
At the same time?
before then.
Okay.
So he's willing. He's
So
willing
wait,
to do it
so
as soon
Obi's,
as possible.
so we're talking August.
For the gate.
for the gate, but he says he can get the swap shop
So
done.
when you-
but
when
they're
you-
coordinating together, so
He won't commit, this other guy won't commit to a specific date?
he's committed to
He
several.
has, but then
and has
twice
not
he's-
shown up.
Because before it was beginning of May, and then it was by Memorial Day weekend.
Right, and then Vina Dow saw him out, and she asked him about it, and he said, "I will be down on Monday to pull the permit." That was this past Monday, and he was not here. Or that was last Monday, and he still has not come
Okay.
Is there, do you wanna go with the other, well, I'm to the point where going with another company, but I need a date.
in. Okay.
I'm not gonna pay an extra,
Right, 1,000.
well, it's not me paying, but I'm saying if I'm
But
gonna
it
pay,
is,
if
yeah.
the town's gonna incur additional costs, I need a, okay, can you, when are you
Right,
gonna
can you
do
do
it?
it by?
Cause if it's just gonna be like this guy, I'll get to it,
Yeah.
I'll get to it, I'll get to it.
We might
You
as well stick with
as well
that.
Stick with the guy at the cheaper price.
Yeah. I agree.
You want me to get a,
It says, hey, well,
From
if you
OB?
can,
Yes,
if you
please.
can do this and do it by this date,
okay. I can do that.
we're gonna be meeting Tuesday because we're opening bids, right?
Well, that was what I was gonna ask you.
The next
Yes, actually it is.
So if
So-
we can open bids on Tuesday, if you could get that response from, well, try this other guy one more time and say, hey, if you can't do this by this, we're gonna go with somebody else.
Okay.
Cause that might be like, if he wants to work, I don't know, if he, sounds
Mm-hmm.
like he doesn't need it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little lackadaisical when you talk to him.
Right.
Um,
My
So-
opinion is we need to move forward the fire department.
yeah, so there were 8 contractors in attendance at the pre-bid meeting, which was a pretty good turnout. They have been asking, a couple of the contractors have asked for some clarification on some items, so I have worked with the fire department and the building inspector just to clarify those things, such as the sprinkler system. All the questions have been going through me and then been disseminated to the 8 contractors that were present. So there's been, a consistent flow of information between everyone. So the bids are due Friday, and I'm proposing that the select board meet next Tuesday for the sole purpose of opening the bids.
What time?
We can do it whatever time is convenient for you all. We can do it at
We
a,
do it, what's good for you?
I'm out of school, so I can do it whenever.
So I get out of work at 4:15, it takes me about 40, takes me about 35 minutes to get, well, it takes me 30 to hit, 35 to go home, so I can be here at 5.
you want to do it at 5 o'clock?
That's okay with DJ.
Yeah.
This works if it's okay with him.
Yeah, I'm sure that will be
If DJ,
fine with him.
just let us know, if DJ can't be here till 5:30, I'm fine with 5:30.
Okay.
Just send a
All right,
message.
I'll confirm the time.
I'd like to
with DJ.
limit it to
I'd like to limit it to
bids
the bids
and,
The swap shop electric?
Yeah, nothing else.
Yep.
So 5 o'clock
I would
must be very
agree.
different from you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with 5.
Yeah, as long as we're-
Okay. I'll confirm that and then I'll let you know.
Okay.
And then the final item that I have, the 2 large snowstorms way back in March, right around election time, right the week before election, and then the week of
Getting
election.
federal dollars.
We are.
Did we fill out the paperwork yet?
Not yet. President Trump declared it a federal emergency. Bob Young and Sandy are working on the paperwork. And they'll get that filed so that we can get reimbursed for the expenses. And that is all I have for you.
Any selectmen comments? I had a question. I got an email from, is it a Mr. Cody?
Not sure.
Cooper Hill Road? I believe you got the.
Oh, yes.
So, he's a Nottingham resident,
Mm-hmm.
but my understanding that Cooper Hill Road is like Barrington, Northwood, and runs
Yes.
through all 3 towns.
I'm not sure how far Northwood
So-
goes. A little ways, I think.
So, I guess he's talking to his town, but would that be a joint thing where the 3 towns would have to agree to have no through traffic there?
I did not get the email, so I'm not familiar with
Okay.
what the situation is.
So I got an email, and again, it is not, the road goes through, he copied us because the road goes through our town.
Okay.
But this is basically what I forwarded to you.
Okay.
It's like a side road that connects Route 4 to Route 9,
I
202.
forwarded to,
So it's like a little back road.
All right. And what's the issue or
He wants to
matter?
make it just like a, you know.
well, all right, here it goes.
only.
Dear Board, I'll read it into the record. Dear Board of Selectmen, Northwood, here's a copy of the letter I sent to the town of Nottingham Board. Since the town line of Nottingham and Northwood goes through Cooper Hill Road, I ask that you discuss the concerns that the residents of Cooper Hill Road have with the cut-through traffic. Richard Cody. And it says, Dear Board of Selectmen in Nottingham, I'm a resident and property owner at 18-24 Cooper Hill Road. My family, my tenants, and I fear for our safety every time we access Cooper Hill Road. It's a freeway of non-stop speeding cars, motorcycles, and large trucks using Cooper Hill Road as a cut-through. The traffic count needs to be done. Cooper Hill Road also has a bridge directly in front of my income property with late limits, which is ignored by massive vehicles that access this road every day. If it should happen, the failure of this bridge would directly affect my property, its value, its ability for me to earn a living. Please stop the trucks. I've had many discussions with other residents on Cooper Hill, and they share the same concerns about the sheer volume, noise, and speeds of vehicles on the road. Many residents here try to make walks on the road and are forced to its edge to avoid from getting hit. Curves in the road. Anyways, I forwarded to you.
Okay.
It's actually, so anyways, I'm just bringing his concerns as we were caught. They supposedly CC'd a letter. He CC'd the town of Northwood and the town of Barrington.
Okay.
The letter.
I've not received it yet. If he,
Unless he emailed it me, and he's assuming that copying Beth and I is CCing the town, which I guess it is, because I brought it up.
maybe. I can check with the Stratford County Regional Commission to see, I know that in the past I've worked with Southern New Hampshire Regional Commission regarding traffic counts. They did it free of charge, just for their own information, but then would provide the information to the town. I can
Would Stratford County do us though?
I can Stratford,
Because we're Rockingham.
right. We are part. It's kind of unique because we have membership with Stratford County.
Well, we're statutorily,
Even
for
though we're-
planning board,
Right.
so for planning board statutorily, we are part of Stratford County.
Right.
Well, like, I think it's us in Nottingham.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. So even
we're
though we're
more-
in Rockingham County.
We're more in line of Stratford County than Rockingham. We
Right.
got our municipality and stuff is more aligned for planning purposes with those towns.
I mean, we do pay membership dues to Stratford County, so I can see if.
Well, I don't think we have to pay anything for the planning commission. We don't pay anything because
Right.
of the statute.
Right, so I know in working with Southern New Hampshire, they would do the traffic counts free of charge,
Yep.
as part of your membership, Stratford County. I've not had much involvement with them to this point, but it's something that I can see if they do, and if they could do it on this road, so we could have some traffic information. I do know that people probably use Cooper Hill to get onto Route 4, and how to prevent that. I'm not sure what the town could do to prevent it.
And,
But we could start with the.
well, no, I think it has to start in Nottingham because
Right.
this portion, Bridge and Road, is in Nottingham.
Mm-hmm.
I would think if Nottingham's going to act on this, they would reach out to us.
Right,
But I was just bringing an email
Yep.
forward that I got from a resident of another town.
I mean, I can certainly give Nottingham a call too to see,
I had one other thing I wanted to bring up.
Mhm.
So on Facebook, I don't know if it was a Northwood Community Chat or something, but I guess there's been some beach concerns.
Something was brought to Sharon's attention. There was a comment that one of the lifeguards was rude, I guess. I'm summarizing because I didn't read the.
I
Facebook
didn't read
post.
the comment. Well, I did read the comment, but I guess I think it's one of those things where you just have to voice, you're a lifeguard, you're working for the town. Please be cute.
Well, be respectful.
be
You
respectful.
are representing the town.
I think there was one case where I heard an older gentleman was coming in and had some difficulty getting out of a kayak.
Okay.
I don't know, the lifeguard maybe could have held in front of the kayak or something, or I don't know.
Mhm.
But it'd be
Right.
nice if we had a little,
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not, but maybe that should be communicated to,
Yep. Sharon was aware of the Facebook post, and she was going to be getting the lifeguards' point of view and having that, those
and
conversations.
I'm not trying to say take a side.
No,
I'm
absolutely.
saying, I think we need to
Right.
address, kind of in a verbal way, say, hey, keep in mind that you're working for the town, you represent the town, please be courteous and respectful to the people in town. And then the other thing that, I got two questions, because one thing I do not understand, I guess there seems to be some issues with scheduling. And what I was going to say is that I have two questions. Is there a limit, and I know about the Affordable Care Act, but where I work for the state, if you have a seasonal job, you're allowed to work. What I'm saying is you can work over 29, 30 hours a week as long as you don't exceed a total for the year.
Right.
Follow what I'm saying? So my understanding is, so you got various lifeguards, are they limited to 29 hours a week?
They are per the town's practices and procedures.
Is that written?
I don't know that that's written
Is that
everywhere.
a verbal policy? Is written?
That, again, BK, before Kate.
Well, no.
that
But
is-
I'm asking you. I know
I
that
have
this
found
board
no-
can make
right.
this board can make changes to
Right,
that policy. So my point is that, and I'm not saying change.
Right,
I'm just discussing it.
right.
But if we have a shortage
Mhm.
and somebody's willing to fill in for these shifts,
Right.
If we
What?
have money to be able to pay the lifeguard,
yeah,
I'd rather have
I don't
lifeguards
wanna,
there.
yeah. And but I've heard that there's some, for example, I've heard that there's been some, for example, somebody can't work Sundays because they've been volunteering, and that's conflict, and I understand that. So, okay, you can't work Sundays, but okay, you already worked 29 hours, but hey, if you can cover this Sunday for us, why can't they get the extra hours?
Right. And Sharon has not offered that to them because in her speaking with Sandy, Sandy has indicated that it's the town's policy to
Tell
limit to
Sandy.
29 hours.
Could you
I know
do
even
that?
when my daughter was a camp counselor at Camp Yavna, she
Yeah.
worked 40 hours a week.
Right.
Yeah,
they didn't
because
get
it's
the girls,
seasonal.
It was just the summer, it was
And
the
then
3 months.
The other question I had was, in addition to that, why can't we, if there's somebody interested, hire an additional lifeguard to help fill in? I'm not saying overspend the budget,
Right.
but if somebody's interested, there's no reason why we couldn't hire another lifeguard.
Right.
But my point is, I'm hearing that I want the citizens to feel like there's somebody at the beach and their
Yes.
concerns are being
Yes.
addressed. And I just want to make sure that, I don't like seeing the post on Facebook.
Yep.
Well, and there was posts about how it wasn't taken care of. I expect the lifeguards to watch the people when there's people there. But, I'm sure they're all, raking and stuff and taking care of stuff. But
Right.
yeah,
Now, do
there was some negative stuff.
So, I mean, I'm just saying that a lot of this can be resolved through some communication.
Right. And
Like, are they given a job description? Like, okay, when no one's there, please rake, and
yeah, no, they have, and they've been
Well, I
they've
guess
been
something
coached
came up
on it.
with,
So
somebody left a dirty diaper down
which is gross. They
there.
totally.
Which nobody, well, I don't want to touch
Right.
that.
right,
But if you have a shovel,
right.
But,
like a trash can.
Mm-hmm.
so I'm just saying,
Right.
I
It
would
would
like to
also-
think we have a little flexibility down there. I'm not asking for anything special, but if we got a little ability for some flexibility, I don't know why we can't adapt our scheduling and stuff to work,
And
this whole
if
29.
the selectmen would like me to relay on to Sharon and to Human Resources that for these seasonal positions, we can be a little more flexible in their hours
This
to
came up
cover the
la-
shifts.
This came up last year too.
Mm-hmm.
But we were having trouble having people filling shifts.
Mm-hmm.
I think I brought this up before for all town employees, not just the lifeguards. If you got somebody working on the 4th of July, you're just giving them their regular pay, they don't get time and a half.
Okay. I do know that Sandy has some proposals for.
But you got the 4th coming up, and if you're having scheduling issues, you
I
probably
would-
should give them an incentive
I
to.
would think, yeah, at least time and a half.
Yeah. I don't know what our current policy
Our
says.
our policy is
for
everybody gets time
holiday.
and a half a paid holiday except
Okay.
for the lifeguards.
I don't think it says that.
No, I think that we should be covering the beaches as much as we can. We have lifeguards this year, we should utilize them.
Unless it's pouring rain on the 4th of July.
Right, then they can go home and stay dry.
I mean, if it's crappy weather, I don't see why,
No,
Okay, so the Board of Selectmen is okay with being more flexible with the hour limit.
I don't want to exceed the budget, but I think we need to have a little
Well,
flexibility.
if somebody's just filling in, you're not going to
Yeah.
exceed the budget because we've budgeted for a certain number of hours.
Yeah.
So that's
Right.
it.
Unless there's a definitive proof that's going to affect
I mean, that would be if they were getting over
which
40
I don't
hours,
think,
but I don't
which
think
I
they'll be
don't think
getting
it
that.
will.
The threshold is higher than 29 hours. I know that
I thought it was like,
everyone here that is part-time or seasonal works under 29 hours.
it's very similar, that law they passed if you hire a former employee back that can't exceed, if they're in the New Hampshire retirement
Right.
system. I think that it's a very similar number that can't
Right.
exceed this many hours in a year.
Oh,
So I think
they
the town,
retired, yes.
Well, but I'm saying that's the same with the Family Medical Leave Act too. No, I'm sorry, Affordable Health Care Act.
I think the town might just be being cautious with the 29 hours
Yeah, and
standard.
I know the state does
But
something very
these kids are
similar.
all minors and they're covered into their parents' insurance anyway, so they're not gonna.
Oh, I know that, but that doesn't matter, because if you're an employer,
Okay.
it's the employee. Oh, it's not us in insurance. It's, what happens is, once they exceed a certain amount of hours, and we got like, if you have say 50 employees, because don't forget we got all the call firefighters and stuff. So once that number gets pushed over a threshold, it throws the town into a new category for compliance issues with the federal law. So I don't want to. It's like kind of a balancing act.
Mhm.
So I just want to bring that up.
Right.
Thank you.
And I can relay that on to both Sharon and Sandy, so that we
that
have a
on
little.
Friday, they're gonna be busy.
And I'd really like to, publicly encourage the people that are on Facebook to also bring forward these concerns to the town hall, because we hear through the grapevine about comments like this on Facebook, and we do try to address it even then, but it would be really helpful to.
Northwood Community.
To be honest, I don't know.
Chat, because that's where usually most of the stuff
Yeah.
starts.
That's not our website though. That's
No,
No, it's just a,
No.
I think,
I wonder if it'd be helpful if we posted something. Please inform the selectmen. Or please call the town with your concerns.
Right. Because we had heard, some complaints about the assessing,
Right,
some
yeah.
time back.
I gotta
And,
tell you, I do not believe the assessor went into anybody's house.
I would hope not.
I did.
Crazy to do that. I'm sorry, I would hope not.
I mean, I did bring it up to the assessor to follow, or the owner of the company to follow up with the assessor that, had been around town. So certainly the town is, we want to address
We're a small town.
concerns.
I know.
But we'd
they
like them
probably-
to be
I
directly
know they probably go in the
brought to our
yard.
attention.
I think they go in the yard and take pictures,
They do,
but
they
they
do.
don't. They don't go in somebody's house.
So I'm not
I
really sure of
hope
the
someone just saw it and they
circumstances,
came in the
but
house and then put it on their counter and then,
Right.
that's,
Probably like my house, my daughter probably brought it in.
that's what my hopes are.
I really encourage, complaints, concerns to really be brought forward so that we can really address them.
Kate.
Yeah.
So I'm all done
Okay.
griping.
I don't think those were great.
No, I'm just trying to help.
Absolutely. No, and I think that's good. Clear direction's good. So the only other item I have is a non-public item. I don't have any other business.
I'll make a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91A:3
2B.
2B.
I second that.
Take a roll call. Beth Boudreaux.
Aye.
I also vote to go into non-public. We're now in non-public session. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to come out of non-public.
I second that.
I'm going to ask for a roll call. Beth Boudreaux.
Here.
Aye.
Aye.
Scott, I also vote to come out of non-public, and now I would, so that's 2-4, and motion passes. I'd like to make a motion to seal the non-public minutes.
I second that.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we were in non-public to discuss some recruitment issues, and based on that, I would like to make a motion to offer Denise Dolinsky, the municipal
Secretary.
municipal secretary position at a labor grade 4, step 7, $13.15 an hour, pending a full background and fingerprint check.
I second that.
Is there any questions or further discussion?
No.
Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 2-0. And if there's no further business to come before this board, I'd entertain a motion for adjournment.
I second that.
Well, you can do it. Make the motion.
Oh, I make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 2-0, and we are done.
There you go.